please.
Okay, the new process, the process that we're using to develop Talent Time, we have a product vision, which is Talent Time, and we have we have some bullet points as far as what is going to be the main features of Talent Time and how it's going to benefit over eLabor and accomplishments. From that, we develop the product description. These are the highlights, the things that are going to make it a lot, give it selling points to the field staff. You know, for one thing, it's going to speed up the closing process for fiscal. Another thing is we've got visual cues for daily and weekly totals, which we have in eLabor, but it's not exactly user-friendly. We've made it a lot more user-friendly. From that, we have made a roadmap. This is all of the things that we need still to get done on talent. If we were going to start from the very beginning, this would be a lot bigger because we have a lot more things. The whole application is bigger. However, these are some of the things that we need to get done. So as we get them done, we can shade them out and say, okay, this is done, and it's a visual that we are moving forward. The orange and the yellow Post-it notes are here for people to actually put ideas up on there. So as you're going through and using Talent, because we're going to start IT using Talent March 1st, if you see something when you're using it that you want changed or you think would work better, write it on a sticky note and post it up here. Then what I do with those is I'll take them off and make user stories out of them. Okay? And put them in the project inventory. This is our project inventory. I have the user stories grouped by theme. Okay, so track data changes. We need to track data changes across time for fiscal and HR. A user story answers several questions. It is who needs this, why do they need it. So for example, as the HR fiscal admin, we need to see employee employment information as it directly relates to timesheet data through time so that we can report it accurately.
So who the person is, what they can do, and what the outcome is.
Exactly. Exactly. We give it a title, because if these ever fall off and we have to put them back together, heaven help us, we give it a title and we put the theme on it. So what will happen is these orange Post-it notes, the Post-it notes that are up here, will get translated into user stories. Then we'll go to the product owners who may happen to be the ones who submitted those user stories and say, okay, where does this fall in importance in getting the application done? The user stories then, for each 2-week sprint, we are developing now in 2-week sprints. For each 2-week sprint, we take a white card, which is a user story, and break it out into the individual tasks that need to happen to get that user story done. So for example, down here, we have a user story titled Edit, Delete, Leave. As a user, I need to be able to edit the ancillary target info or delete the leave effort so that I can record time correctly. Edit, Delete, Leave is the title of the user story. So we come over here, and I'm going to have to find where I posted it. Okay, here's one of the tasks. We need to build proxy and web methods and the stored procedure to load saved data. The paper clips on that task indicate 2 things. They indicate 1, who's doing it, by the color, and 2, how many hours they think it'll take for them to get done. So in this instance, the color corresponds to Jormel. He's green, and he thinks it'll take him 2 hours to get done.
And he hasn't started it yet.
And it is not started.
Yeah, that's okay.
As when he starts this task, he'll move it over into the moving forward column. As you can see, we have got several tasks already in the moving forward column. That way we know, okay, he started on this task. For example, I have a task to check Multipro to Talent data loads. It's going to take me 2 hours. I started it last night. I put it over in the SIMF column. Stuff is moving forward. As we move through, it'll go into ready to test, tested. We don't have anything in tested yet. When the task has been tested, it goes into Subversion, which is our code repository. Once all of the tasks to a specific user story have gone into Subversion, that user story is put over here, and we know that this whole user story then is ready to be deployed to our development server.
So the white card means that all the tasks for that story is done.
Yes, yes, and we'll put them all together. In this case, this user story only had one task, but we'll pile them up so that so that they're all in one place, and then we can move them forward. Once they've been deployed to dev and our development server and have been tested on the development server, then we put them into test, and the product owners test them, and it's considered done. Now, this is for a 2-week time period. What we have over here is what we're intending on doing in the next 2-week time periods, Sprint +1 and Sprint +2. We already have a task here because this needs to happen prior to us going to side-by-side testing in March. So this has to happen. It's a March 1 critical date, and it has to happen in Sprint +1. The rest of the tasks are all candidate tasks. What we'll do is we'll go through and decide as a team which ones we can get done in the next 2-week period, and then go through the process of apportioning tasks and time for tasks. As the BA on time, as I was going through and writing these up, I said, oh, need more info, need more info, need more info. So, in this instance, during this 2-week sprint, I'll get with the product owner and get more information on these so that when it comes time to actually do the task planning, we have the full information.
And so that's an overview of the Sprint project for Talon.
Yes.